Down here, so you spent the summer down here. Yeah. How was the summer? Bad. It's hot, but yeah. Brian and Lori, yeah. Yes. Let's see, we were missionaries up there, but doing a residency, she was at Ascension, St. Clair, Carroll. Yeah.
She's from Tennessee, so she's
relating to you at all. Okay. So right by the camp we were talking about. Yeah. Over Grant, we were very good friends with a lot of them. I was an EMT with some of them too, so we worked on the ambulance stuff too.
Yeah, Sarah finished there. She didn't stay for the summer.
Yeah, 1-year Bible school there.
So you've got full level camp?
Basic.
And what are you doing with something?
Well, I've served 40 years in the United States. And so,
now we're just taking care of babies.
Yeah.
That's our mission.
So is that required? I think some denominations are required. Okay.
mine, it was not. We were in seminary in Dallas. So New Orleans in advance in Southern Baptist.
Yeah. Great.
That was an experience.
Wow. What the hell rack is that?
Oh, you guys have a great evening.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. Take care.
Lots of time down here.
All right.
Sunset here that came as a player like this. We haven't seen that at the state here. Oh. Some of the nights, we had one night where it was like a storm coming in. You could see the storm over there, and then it was just all sorts of stuff. It was amazing.
Again, at 2 foot high off the water, with standard refraction, the horizon should be at 1.87 miles. This boat is obviously well past that, and it should not even be visible at all. Period, zip, none, zilch. And you can see that it was actually light diffraction that was blocking out the lower portion of the boat. And actually it is a little compressed too, which also is caused by some of the atmospheric conditions. And I know a lot of people don't like using the word atmosphere, but you know, again, look at the distance, that how far out that boat is, and you can actually see that this boat is leading away from me on an angle, and you can tell by the points or the rigs that go straight up on the boat. If it was going across from me, you would not see the 2 rigs sticking up on each side of that boat. So this tells me the direction of the boat is leading away, and he's going farther and farther out into the Gulf from my location. Again, you know, I contend that I should not even see any part of that boat whatsoever. I shouldn't even be seeing this part of the horizon. Everything should be cut off and nothing should be visible. But yes, I will admit there is distortion. But even look at that light reflecting off the water. Again, where's that light coming from? And you can obviously see that light is blocking the lower portion of the boat, and it's not, I mean, it could be waves too that are being lit up, And also we've got waves out there, and the camera is resolving the closer waves to me, or closest waves to me, the closest ones that I can resolve. And it is hard to resolve something at long distances while keeping it under focus. Here's my blue boat again, with the windshield, the blue boat windshield. I showed that in a previous video. And look how far offshore it is. It is well over 5 miles. Guarantee you. A lot of these boats have to go out about 8 miles to do any shrimping. And they can do crabbing closer, but usually the big crab boats you see out there are usually the stone crab boats, and they do have to also go offshore quite a ways before they can put out their traps.
This is so big.
Okay, look, you can even compare these birds to these boats out there, or think about how big a person would be out on that boat, and compare it to the bird that are much closer. I mean, you got this little tiny dot, grain of sand out there in the water. With my naked eyes, I definitely cannot see most of these boats that are out there. And if I do see one, it does look like a little grain of sand just rolling across the water. But as I zoom in on them, I can make out what this boat is, and a lot of the stuff that I see out there, I can tell that these are boats, and I can tell that they're well above the visible water. They're just getting part of themselves being blocked off. Like this closer boat, you can actually see the light diffracting off the water or reflecting, however you want to put it, and it is blocking out part of the lower portion of the boat. Okay, those are the waves that block out boats. And at my height, I shouldn't see nothing. Matter of fact, I shouldn't even be seeing most of these birds that are out there, but obviously I can see them. And you can even see farther out distant birds. And again, this is why I like to do my own observations and decide things for myself. People can say what they want to say. And they can believe what they want to believe. Some people, it takes more evidence than others. And, then some, they got the eyes to really see. And they're good judges for themselves. So, when we start looking and observing our surroundings that are around us. And again, recently I watched Dwayne Killam's high altitude balloon flight. And, somebody says, oh, well, you can see a curve. Well, we see in circle. We see in a circle. So how can they say, oh, well, you can see a curve, so it has to be a ball? Just because it has a curve does not necessarily mean it's a ball. A disc has a curve, but it does not say that it is a ball. So, these people should get off of that crazy thing. Now, look at this too, how this shadow is being projected well away from this boat. This is a mirage, or the reflection that I usually see on the boat that's well out in the distance. And a lot of times that reflection or that mirroring effect will be drugged much longer out, but it doesn't appear to. And that's another thing, is the appearance that we get sometimes when there's heavy mirroring. You don't realize how much that mirrored image at the bottom of the boat is being, how should I say it, being projected out on that mirror water that's in front of you, because it projects it out much farther away than the actual height of the boat. Even though, like I say, it doesn't appear to, the farther you go out, the less area it takes to cover a mile. In other words, you could say 1 millimeter at a certain point is a mile, and then, you know, the next millimeter is 2 miles, the next millimeter is 4 miles, the next millimeter is 8 miles, and, you know, so on and so forth. Just like the 8 inches per mile squared. You know, look at here. You know, I'm finding out that I'm finding other bird racks out here, and I know there's other bird racks out there, but I just never thought I could see them. But obviously, I'm catching some that I've never seen before, which is kind of crazy. You know, I have to go back to my navigation maps and try to triangulate where I'm at, and where these other bird racks are out much further away, because the angle that I'm at, I'm a little, like I said before, I'm a little confused on where some of these bird racks are. The first couple I know are where they should be when I'm leading off from them islands, but you know, some of these other ones are kind of crazy, because they shouldn't be there as far as how far I should be able to see. And again, here's Bayport, which is about 3 miles from me, maybe 3.5. Again, I'm not sure how far it is from the Pine Island location, but you can see water well above that bird rack. And in my other video that I did last year, I showed that using a level and my virtual horizon setting on my P100 or P9000 or P900. I got into this P1000, and I'll tell you, it's got some extra settings on it that I like. And I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that I'm using the 4K, but I'm not sure if I'm using the right conversion to make them into 4K. But obviously, you know, everybody thinks that this boat is just barely going behind this bird rack, but actually that boat's well beyond that bird rack by a couple of miles. You know, it could be 2 to 3 miles out there, that is beyond. And that's a lot of things, like I say, depth perception when you're looking at these long distances are deceiving. Even as a boat captain myself and owning my own boat, when you're heading towards land, you really do need to worry about your distances, because sometimes it is deceiving, especially when I'm navigating at night along those Hernando Beach Islands. All right. Again, I appreciate y'all watching. There's going to be another part to this, and then one other part after that. But I think you'll like the very last part, because I'm going to use some long exposure pictures. All right. Again, thanks for watching, and Happy New Year. Have a good day.